want to take you to a press conference that's happening here in Doha. The foreign ministers of Qatar and Turkiye are holding a press conference.
How deep is the relation between our both countries, and how important is the strategy between our both countries? This visit comes at a time where the unprecedented escalation in the region and the Iranian ongoing attacks on the neighboring countries within the Iranian-American war, or the war between America, Israel, and Iran, and the Iranian attempts to drag the region into this conflict. We have confirmed during our meeting on the importance of our joint works between our countries in the region to condemn this aggression and to urge the world to stop it immediately, and to urge Iran to apply the United Nations and the Security Council resolutions in this regard. And Iran must clearly stop their attacks and not expand the conflict in the region. We condemn the attacks on Turkey as well, the Republic of Turkey, by Iran, and we confirm that these targetings and the expansion of the conflict will never help the stability and the peace in the region. In addition to that, we have discussed the attack yesterday in the energy complex in Ras Laffan. Unfortunately, this is a sabotage, and this means that the policy is very aggressive from the Iranian side against the state of Qatar. Since the very first moment when they attacked the infrastructure and the locations on Iran, we condemned that, and the reply was to attack directly the state of Qatar. This aggression is a series, an ongoing series, that include military targets and civil targets during the last 2 weeks, last of which what happened in Ras Laffan yesterday. Thank Allah Almighty, thank God. And we thank God because we don't have any injuries or victims, and we are now trying to find the amount of the damage, but the aggression will have massive repercussions on energy supplies around the world. This aggression will never gain any direct benefit to any country. This aggression will harm and hurt the peoples directly. Unfortunately, there are some Iranian continuous and ongoing claims that the aggression of Iran is against American bases and American interests in the state of Qatar, and this is an untrue claim. We cannot accept that under any justification. And the evidence to prove that the aggression of yesterday, the attack of yesterday, was against natural gas location that is important for Qatar and is important for the entire world. The aggression of yesterday has affected millions of people that the state of Qatar is helping around the world. These aggressions and the ongoing aggressions by Iran and the expansion of the war will lead to nothing except dragging the region into something bad. And the state of Qatar also urges for dialogue and diplomacy and apply wisdom, but the wisdom must have been lost these days. And we have seen that in what's going on in an important and vital strait like Hormuz. We confirm here that the security of the state, of the region, is a collective responsibility, and every country must commit themselves to this responsibility and to be up to that. At the same time, we confirm the importance of ceasefire immediately and to stop the aggression on the countries, on the regions of the country, so as not to drag the country into dilemma that is worse than that. Your Excellency, I'd like once again to stress the importance of our consultations between us and the Republic of Turkey. I'd like to thank Turkey for always being supporting Qatar and supporting stability and security in the region and in the world. The Republic of Turkey has been doing well with Qatar, and we in the state of Qatar as a government and the people, we appreciate the situations and the support of the Republic of Turkey. Finally, I'd like to say that this war, the current war, must stop immediately. The aggressions and attacks must stop immediately, because everyone knows who is gaining the most benefits because of this conflict in the region, and what's going on is for the sake of those people and this country. Thank you. Media people, we are witnessing very difficult days, and we are supporting Qatar. We are here in Qatar with the accompanying delegation despite all the responsibilities. But I'd like to thank Mr. Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the State of Qatar for his great hospitality despite he is very busy and occupied these days. He's a great friend of us, and for the sake of Qatar and for the sake of our region, the Prime Minister of Qatar and Foreign Minister of Qatar is a great asset. Is a great asset to the region and to Qatar at the same time. A lot of people know a lot of things, and I'd like to confirm that he is very important to the region and to his country. And I'd like to congratulate him personally for all his efforts. I remember during the mediation of Qatar, they have been attacked. And these attacks are ongoing now by Iran. And before everything, I'd like to say to my brothers in Qatar, the Turkish people wish you all the best. Our president wishes you all the best. And the attacks against the civilians and the energy locations cannot be accepted under any circumstances or any explanation. Turkey is also supporting the state of Qatar and will continue supporting the state of Qatar. This war is a threat to our brothers in the region in a direct way, and these aggressions are against peace and stability in the region. We were in Riyadh yesterday. We met in Riyadh, and the meeting was important, and we need that meeting and these meetings. We have confirmed during the meeting in Riyadh that we are supporting our brothers in the countries that have been attacked by Iran. We also confirmed the necessity of stopping these attacks, reaching a ceasefire, sorting out the problem within diplomacy and within diplomatic procedures. We need to achieve that. And here, I'd like to say that the main reason behind that war that is dragging our country to an unprecedented stage is Israel. The attacks happen while we are having diplomatic meetings. This is because of Israel, and we need not our region to be a place for conflict. We need not our region to be a place that disturbs the global security and peace. Whatsoever are the claims, the attacks of Iran against the region's countries are against the stability of the region and against the peace of the region, and we cannot accept that. These attacks are completely wrong, and the attacks against Iran were wrong by Israel and by America. The attacks were also wrong. And these attacks, here or there, We're against the peace and stability, and will open the way for rifts that will never be sorted out or settled. And we confirm once again that we need to avoid anything that will prevent the safety of neighbors and the shipments here and there. We are against anything that hits our neighbors. Our situation is not to allow Israel to do more. Israel is feeding itself by these crimes, and we need not to accept that. Media people, we are supporting the state of Qatar. We urge everyone to come and depend on dialogue. We must bring peace and stability to the region, and the war must stop, and the war must not let the world forget the crisis and the disaster in Palestine, in Gaza. Israel is feeding itself by creating such a crisis, and the situation is not good. We have lost a lot of martyrs in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, in Al-Aqsa Mosque, the sanctuaries over there. They prevent people from going there. And Israel is trying to corrupt the whole situation. And Israel's policy, the occupation policy of Israel, is against the stability in the region, and Israel is doing bad in Lebanon. The international community must not accept the Israeli behavior. The international community must stop Israel from imposing realities on the ground. This is clear. The key for peace is to achieve a real peace, lasting peace in our region. The problem in the region and the crisis in the region must be dealt with properly. Turkey and Qatar are continuing their efforts through President Erdogan and His Highness the Emir of Qatar, and it's most important to continue our solidarity and to have the clear, same will. Until now, we have faced so many circumstances. We have helped each other. Our relations are good in the defensive side, and we will continue our cooperation. I'd like to thank my brother very much, and I wish you all the best here and in the whole region. A question from Al Jazeera. Hassan Masoud from Al Jazeera. Your Excellency, is there any space for diplomacy to put an end to what's going on? And who is getting the fruits and the benefits of the escalation of Iran against the region's country? A question to the Turkish minister: what is the role that Turkey can play in order to stop these attacks and not to see these attacks again against Qatar and the neighboring countries through the dialogue or contacts with Iran? What is the joint effort between Turkey and Qatar in this regard? You are doing mediation. What can you do in this connection? Regarding the space for diplomatic efforts, we always have a space, and as a state of Qatar, we believe that the most and foremost solution must be through diplomacy, and we need to work with some countries in the region, including Turkey, in order to stop the war and prevent the wars. And we have done that before the war in order to stop the war from the very beginning against Iran. But our efforts have been met by attacks from Iran. And as I said before, for us, the volume of the shock was massive because we were attacked as countries in the region since the start of the war. And this imposes a lot of questions for us as neighboring countries. A country that has good relations based on good neighborhood and based on good relations with our neighbors, and to work together to support peace and stability in the region. But these Iranian attacks, unfortunately, have done nothing except shaking stability and security in the region. The region's countries met yesterday and refused collectively the aggression and urged Iran to stop the aggressions and the attacks. But diplomacy is always there, dialogue is always there, but this dialogue and effort must be based on respect the sovereignty of each country and not to launch attacks against each other. There must be also more work to rebuild this trust once again, because the trust has been lost now due to these Iranian attacks. We know at the end of the day that we are within a geographical area. We have neighborhood, we have history between the region and Iran, and we need not hatred to be spread all over the place. We want to live in peace with the Iranian people. We need peace, and we need to avoid all the repercussions and consequences of these decisions that are not wise at all, and that can drag the region, unfortunately, into a dilemma that it will be difficult to avoid. Those who are benefiting from the war are known to everyone. First of all, there is a war that has started with a choice of Israel. Then Iran had choice to be enemy to its neighbors. So those who are benefiting are everyone who seeks to shake the stability of the region. As I said before, Turkey, in order to stop this war, is doing its best, particularly our president and we need the war not to move from bad to worse, and we have done a lot before the start of the war. Our president did a lot, and me and with my brother, Prime Minister, we have done a lot, but unfortunately, the war started. Now the question is, how can we stop the war and not taking the war from a bad moment into a worse moment? We need to know where is everyone standing at this particular moment in order not to spread the war. We are looking for a solution. We are continuing our efforts, and also we are supporting our brothers, particularly in Qatar, who are doing a lot of efforts and consultations to stop this bad scenario in the north, in the south, or anywhere. The entire world wants this war to stop. Particularly in this point, as the situation in Palestine is very important to us, there are also other matters that are very important, and we need to blend everything for the sake of the region and for the sake of the peoples in the region. We spoke with Iran because we need not this war to be everywhere in our region. Iran is attacked, and also at the same time, the Iranian attacks against the region's countries cannot be justified at all. The Iranian attacks can increase the crisis, and Iran, being a responsible country in the region, we would like to advise them as friends. We would like to advise them as friends in Iran, and in an honest way. You know the situations are difficult, but we can let's find a solution within these difficult times. a question from the Turkish side to Sheikh Abdulrahman. Yesterday, the energy facilities have been attacked yesterday. What is the volume of the damage and what is Qatar going to do in the future? Have you had any contacts with Iran during the last 24 hours? Qatar has a special location, being a good mediator. Are you going to change your situation because of what's going on? What is your strategy? A question to the Turkish foreign minister. You participated in Riyadh meeting yesterday, and there were certain important points, including the Israel's policy of expanding. How can you see the situation? How can you see the war right now? How can you see the situation of the region's countries regarding what's going on? Yesterday also you have met Araghchi, the Iranian foreign minister. Riyadh also has been attacked. So what can you evaluate everything? Regarding the attack of yesterday on the gas complex, I'd like to say, thank God, we have intercepted a big part and portion of these attacks, but they managed to hit some areas. We are now seeing the damage, and we thank God we don't have any victims. This is great. Allah Almighty has helped us to take the precautionary steps before the attacks, since the first attack that happened on the second day of the war. And this indicates the pretext and the claims of Iran that are not true. They are attacking the infrastructure since the second day of the war. We had made a good procedures, and thank God we have no victims. There are no victims. We are now evaluating the damage, and it's important that we don't have victims. The damage can be fixed, but these locations must not be attacked. And as I said, these locations are providing livelihood to the state of Qatar and to the people here in Qatar, and also it helps Qatar to help other peoples around the world who are in need, particularly those who suffer a lot in the world and in our region. I hope that the Islamic Republic of Iran can understand that the Iranian attacks has deprived the most needy from our help. Regarding the state of Qatar and how can we deal with this situation, we have our rights, we reserve our rights to reply, and in all platforms and in all legal ways, everything will be highly expensive according to the international law. Dear friends, the meeting of Riyadh yesterday had an agenda according to the invitation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have met whether we are involved or affected or interested in the situation in the region. We have met and we have condemned the Iranian attacks, and we discussed the procedures and the steps that must be taken in this regard. Those countries who have been attacked by Iran also have their own say. We have spoken openly and positively. Everyone stressed the need to stop this war. It's an urgent, and we were not attacked like other countries, but everyone said that the message is clear. We need to stop this war because hundreds or more than that of missiles are hitting here and there and everywhere, and countries must adopt certain steps and procedures. We have discussed all that, and the final communique was regarding that file or that topic before the start of the meeting yesterday while I was having a meeting with my Pakistani counterpart. Arachi has called me, and I told Arachi that you are talking to us and your Iranian missiles are attacking us while we are meeting. From their point of view, their diplomatic situation is there. We have listened to them. We have explained to them the whole situation, and we told them your attacks against the region's countries are not right. One mistake must not lead us to more mistakes. We need to put this into consideration. Iran must not resort to the option of expanding the conflict in the region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Eid Mubarak for every one of you. Thank you very much.